Like, what does that look like? That is what I would ask. What does looking for help for your mental health look
It
like?
could look like different things. It could be, like it could, like today I was having a conversation with my mom. Well, my mom is very anxious, very, and she's 65, and it worries
Right.
me because I'm like, Mom, you gotta slow down.
Yeah.
So it is a matter of like having honest conversation, and then okay, well, what could I do differently? I try to be more mindful. Like she's conscious of it. So somebody at 65, if they could be like, listen, I'm conscious of it. I think there's hope for everybody. But you could ask in different ways. It could be, you know what it is? Sometimes people don't even have to ask. If the other person on the other side is listening, they will hear the question.
Yeah.
They will hear it. Because if you're really listening to your friend, and you hear their voice, you hear their tone, they sounding down, and sometimes you're a little prideful. You don't want to be like, you're like real sad today, yes, oh God,
Yeah.
I don't know, now I getting real tired of life. You're like,
Yeah.
if nothing working out for me, this, and okay, no problem, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Like, you just missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Versus like, man, what's going on with you? You want me to come over? Like, what's going talk to me?
Yeah.
I think people don't really listen to people.
True.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people don't
true.
really listen. If they really listen and really care about the other human being they're having a conversation with, you will hear so much cries in their voice and in the conversation and the things that they say and the way they move and they operate. Or, you could tell. You could look and see if somebody is sad or struggling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's for you to want to see it,
Yeah. It's a real thing.
And I think people who struggle just want to be seen and heard and understood and not judged.
Yeah. It have Kyle Boss, who's been doing them skits on them. The
Yes,
comedian.
yes.
Right. He have a lot of skits on Caribbean
Parents.
parent trauma. Right. But that's a real thing, right?
No, it's
because
true.
I just look at his things and I just be like, dog, I went through everything like that. My mother just come home and
What are you doing lying down?
trip off, dog. It was like, what is this, man?
Yeah.
Very traumatic now. And also too, therapy, right? People don't talk about that
No.
in my country, That is more like an American thing,
Do they have the resources though?
right? So I was going to get to that. At times, I wanted to see a therapist, and I didn't know where to find one.
Shit.
Yeah, and I find that was a problem. Like where can I find a therapist? And not only just a therapist, but a good therapist.
Right.
So I realized that was a problem also. That, as you say, we don't take it serious.
Yeah.
And I think it should be number one on the list.
Yeah. It is. It definitely is.
Yeah, and therapy could be anything, because like even myself, I was going to certain areas, and youths will come up to me and ask me a million questions, and I will answer everyone.
Wow.
Because I know that and all therapeutic for them, because the world don't treat them
Yeah.
like that. They come and asking these dumb questions.
Yeah.
Nobody want to hear you. And that is the problem right there now. Nobody not listening.
Nobody's listening.
Nobody not listening. So
People are so invisible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember we was in the car just the other Chinese, and we pull up by the traffic light. You was there? And a vagrant sit down right on the side of the road, but he right next to the car. And when we turn, we jump now because we didn't even see him there. And I watching all the cars passing. And I tell him, my brother in the car I say, look how life is, eh? He sit down there, and the world just passing by. Hundreds of cars just passing by. Not one person stop and think about that man. Not one by, nobody by. Things that I just look at.
Yeah.
That is how I am.
Yeah.
That's why mental health is important to me too.
Yeah.
So we could talk about this for hours and hours and hours when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. What else want to talk about? I know we have plenty to talk about,
No, I mean, so being that they don't have good therapists here, what would you suggest, to the youth? Because, like you said, a lot of people, they look up to you, the guys,
Yeah.
like as a mentor, as a big brother for some advice. So being that they don't have the resources here, what could we do as a community within ourselves that, in your opinion, that we could at least create something? It don't have to be something monetary. I think people think that everything has to do with money.
Yeah, correct.
No, it could just be meeting at the savannah every Friday from 7 to 9.
Yeah.
And everybody do a scream it out or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But what could we do that we could start creating some kind of, start making some noise about it, because it's very important. It's very, very important. And it's so sad.
Yeah, but I conversations like these are very important to me too. Especially on a platform like this where we don't really talk about mental health on the platform. So when people log in now and they see that, mental health is being spoken about, I think that is very important. I remember a time Trinidad Killer was on our live and he bashing them artists and them now. But I was listening to everything people say, and he say them artists don't even talk about, and he lists out certain things now. And it's so true now, like nobody in high places are speaking about these things.
Yes.
So how?
And he was spiraling out on some lives. He was spiraling.
Yeah,
you could watch and see, let me ask you, because I don't know, I don't keep up with you would be more in the know with the music side of things, the behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
And not to put nobody think it was public information. Do you really think it was such a big deal with what he did? See, I'm looking at it from maybe like just a human brain, like, oh my God, he came up with a song that was really good, like keep it moving. Yeah. But I know there's, politics involved and legal stuff involved and stuff like that. But do you think it should have created such a big buzz?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I was like,
As you say, he do the song, people like the song, let the song go, but, that topic was a heated discussion.
Oh, yeah.
People, like, no matter how much I talk about that, people will always, a lot of the people who would agree, but other people will say KG, copywriting, and da-da-da-da-da. But it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
And every time I speak, I will always speak from a deeper place now.
Right.
And I guess parts of society could never relate to that. Just like how I would see the vagrant on the side of the road, and I would be the one to sit down and think like, wow, nobody don't care about you, boy. While everybody just starting to reach home. That's how I see life on a whole. So if I see a man do a song, a black man too, a black brother, who all fighting the fight, trying to do the right thing, and he do the song, and the whole country love it, everybody love it.
Yeah, man.
Why not just say, you might not do that all the time, but you could do that in that instance. But everybody will see it different.
Yeah, I also, to piggyback on that, I feel like because that song hits so many people's hearts, that is what was a problem. Because so much people could relate to that song. And I actually interviewed Trinidad Killer, and he asked me, he said, what's the favorite part of the song for you? And I said, big up to the people who just fight for we.
Ah, boy.
Like that, for anybody who understand that line,
and it's only if you're on that part you would feel that energy. So a lot of others can't relate to that type of energy, and that is how the thing's set.
And he dressed back, he's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, why? I said, because everything is explanatory. You understand the song. But when you big up to the people, because there's so much people who fight and they fight for us. Like, I think about my grandmother, my mother, who started a whole new life in another country. And where are we now, and we just want to keep passing that baton on to make the other generations proud. And,
I see what you say there. First of all, you spoke about your grandmother. And
my grandmother had my heart.
Right, and then you said, I grew up with my grandmother, so I understand that. And then you also said, pass on to generations. That's how we see things.
Yes.
A lot of people want to die with things and put it in the casket with them now. And that is the problem. So they fight for nothing.
Yeah, there's no legacy.
They fight for the self.
Yeah.
But they don't fight for nothing. If you in control of something, you should want to pass on. You should want to bless people. But again, when I talk about it, there's vex with me now, but I will always talk about it, and I will continue to talk about it. It have things that need to be changed and rearranged now. And it goes deeper than just men singing songs, and it goes deeper than that. The only way for this thing to thrive, and we need to be there for each other.
Yes.
And treat each other good, and just be good people.
That is it. That is it,
Character is everything.
Cheers to that, man.
Yeah. Big up
Shout
Rude Boy.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes, I done feeling it already. Upon a couple pounds. in my legs.
Yeah. So, how is the space in Atlanta when it comes to the Caribbean vibe? So, if I come across there and say, I want to do podcasting, and you think it will work for me? Because let me tell you something. I think you could give me good advice on this. I have plans on, I don't want to call it migrating, because I could never see myself living my entire life in USA.
Yeah.
I was a Trinidad man to my heart. I was a Rima man. I like river, I like doubles, I like
roti, $10 roti.
$10 roti. That's what I like, but I want to branch off and come to the States
of course.
also. You think it will work for me? Be honest.
I think it will work for you, but I think your niche is here. Because you are in with the artists that don't get
the ground, right?
They don't get the exposure that they deserve.
Right.
So, everybody think America, right?
Right.
The Caribbean is so big. Like this, it's really big. Like you could lock down the whole Caribbean. Not just Trinidad.
True.
Other islands, other artists, look like. I love the interview with Lola Doll, by the way.
Big up Lola. Yeah.
She is such a character.
Imagine that. Lola is Guyanese, and that is one of my biggest interviews.
Yes, she is such a.
Yeah, big up Lola. All
yeah,
the time,
man. Listen. So I find myself like singing. I'm like, why are you singing?
Yeah.
Come downstairs. Come.
I like Lola. Man.
Yeah, man. You know why? She's authentic.
Correct.
She's authentic. She's comfortable in her skin. She don't give a shit what nobody says. She's being who she is. And that's what we have to do. I think sometimes we think so much about what other people think. And sometimes these people are not even thinking about us. We think they're thinking.
True.
But to answer your point, Atlanta's a good space, but it's everybody and their mother doing a podcast. Like it's been like, but here in Trinidad is not a big thing.
Yeah.
So you locking down this whole region. Everybody in Atlanta have a podcast. Like when they do the Black Effect podcast, like all the podcasters go on different podcasters from different states will come to that because Charlemagne the God does that from the Breakfast Club. So they do that all the time and it's crazy. So,
but you don't think like what probably I could bring to the table might just be a little different?
It would be a little different, but the thing is, who's going to be the artist and crowd when you have when you have a niche here with anybody locally, and then people already know who you are and you're growing, right? So it's easy to just hop on a plane and go to another island, hop and go. You can lock down the whole Caribbean because nobody's doing podcasting like that. I don't know anybody doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I saw two other girls.
It have podcasts, but I guess my podcast is a little different.
Yes.
And the consistency too a little different to how people might do it, But
but you are
Corey Shepherd? Yeah, he have a nice podcast right now.
Okay.
Had some viral clips going around with his with Freetown the other day. Actually, I probably see it past Freetown. He was talking about Trinidad and Jamaica have this rivalry, and that went viral.
What's the rivalry about August?
Big up Corey Shepherd, they have a few. But I was thinking that I wanted to come to the States but I'm scared at the same time now.
Nah, what you doing here is working.
Yeah.
Because it's working because you have the viewership and it's growing and you're having deals and you're doing more link ups and more collabs with people and you know what I mean? So when you exhaust this pond, then I would if I have a good thing like you here in Trinidad and you already people know who you are, you're artist, producer, you're in the music industry, you have access to Sizzler came and was doing an interview with you, you know what I'm saying? The journalist Akash. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like you're a man of the streets, so you know how to get to these people. You're a natural hustler. So you could and you've articulated very well. So I would stay here and lock this whole shit down.
All right.
I would lock this shit down.
You understand? But how is it in Atlanta, as I was asking you?
Atlanta Caribbean community, I love it. Big up to all the promoters, everybody. And my liquor podcast sponsor is Rum Punch Brunch. I don't know if you ever heard of Rum Punch Brunch.
Yeah.
It's the biggest brunch in Atlanta, like hands down. Biggest brunch, 4,000 people easy every Sunday. And they make their own rum punch. Is Jamaicans who inspired mainly, but it's Caribbean. It's amazing. Like imagine every Sunday going to a brunch, food trucks, and everybody come out. And the reason they're so big is because the Atlanta African American community embrace it. So imagine going to the heart of Atlanta.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, Caribbean people could usually only do events in certain areas because that's where all the Caribbean people settle, or
Right.
they go, Covington, Conyers, on the east side. Few promoters get into Atlanta, and I know that because I do their insurance.
Right.
So when they can't get the permits and stuff like that, it becomes a little hard. So they stay on the sides where they can get the business done. But they were able to get into the city and like literally infiltrate that to where the locals in Atlanta, any and everybody know who Rum Punch Brunch is. So things like that make me so proud as a Caribbean person in Atlanta, because there's so much growth potential. And the American community, as much as they are the southern, the deep, deep south, they love Caribbean music. The biggest DJ, Mixmaster David in Atlanta, he's Jamaican, also a client of mine and friend, so you know what I mean. But I know these guys, and I watch them grow. I've watched them like small events to big crowds, and the collabs they're doing with I Love Soca. When I go back, we have I Love Soca on Friday. They're doing Daybreak, which is from Jamaica. They're Jamaican based, but even a lot of Trinidadians are doing events too. They have the Cooler Fest. We do everything in Atlanta. And I think because the community is so small, everybody knows each other, and you rarely hear any drama or fighting, or everybody kind of give everybody space to grow.
They say that Atlanta plenty unity. That is true?
Yeah, everybody give everybody
like
space
in
to grow.
hip-hop space, like you'd always hear that, like they would like the New York hip-hop thing break up because everybody fighting each other. But in the Atlanta with the Futures and the Young Thugs, and
Yeah.
they kind of came together and pushed each other, and
Yeah,
it have that type of energy.
it's that type of energy, definitely. It's not the crabs in a barrel energy. It's more of a supportive, yes, people are going to be, we're humans, we're always going to be competitive, right? But we're also, there are a lot of collaborative efforts that's done as well. So me personally, living in New York, I lived in Virginia and Atlanta, I love Atlanta, hands down. Hands down. And the only thing we don't have is water, besides Lake Lanier, but nobody wants to go there because everybody drowns for the most part. So
Or waters and like beaches. And
yeah,
stuff.
but other than that, there's enough, it's a good quality of life.
Yeah.
So when you come, I am hosting and taking you out.
Yeah, definitely have to come
See?
to Atlanta. Definitely.
Yes.
I've never been.
You would
But
love
Atlanta plenty Trinidadians? Like,
it. What?
serious?
We are everywhere. There's a Trinidad double truck that running around in the city. There's restaurants. Yeah, I mean, it may not be like, and that's another thing Caribbean people do. They criticize.
Yeah.
So, it's not like Trinidad. Oh my gosh, it's not
Yeah, it's
Trinidad.
not
Oh God, go and put some
Trinidad.
pepper sauce now. Just be grateful. We have exposure.
Yeah.
We have not just exposure. We have representation in these spaces. Like I've seen, the biggest of hookah lounges that is Caribbean inspired and Caribbean owned, and it's like these are black businesses. Like, oh gosh, yes, the oxtail not gonna be like yours, but geez, just eat the damn thing and shut up now. People need to stop with these expectations. Go out and support each other.
Yeah.
Just support. I'm big about supporting each other, supporting
Yeah.
black businesses, supporting our Caribbean people, community. Like that's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
I feel like people make it and then they forget that somebody supported them to get there.
Ah, boy. Yeah, it's a real thing. I remember when I was doing the podcast with, I think it was the same Trinidad killer, and you messaged me. I think that was the first time you ever DM'd me.
It wasn't him. It was Shan the brand.
It was Shan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Shan.
And you told me something. You told me that you did a few things
Yeah.
coming up.
Yes, I did Trinidad
you
Killer, but
felt-
when we talked, it was about Shan. Because when I listened to the interview, I was like, wow.
You
Wow.
felt like you didn't get the respect that you deserve.
For Shan?
No, you was telling me that you felt like you was telling me things that you did.
Oh, yeah.
And 'cause I think it was something with the fight that was going on. There was a conversation about the fight. You were telling me that the fight that you was getting something. I can't remember.
Well, the amount of conversation
But
we had.
Yeah, but I just remember you was telling me about something, and it was like, this, that, and the other, and I think it was something with the NBA or something you was telling me.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I used to do a lot of work with different people. So that
Yeah.
on the entrepreneur side, I've worked with, Dwight Howard from the Lakers. LeBron was on the team at that time. I've been in those spaces with players and stuff like that. So it's always like, people when you're different and you're not white or black and you're in the in between, like I'm mixed, I'm from Trinidad, but in America I'm black. I'm not a
Right.
white woman, and
Yeah.
I don't want care to be. No offense to anybody, but my
Yeah,
grandfather is. I can show you a picture. I just see him today. But there's so much colorism, and in those spaces, people feel like if you're in a certain position, you're supposed to look a certain way because you're in that position. No, I've
Right.
worked my ass off to get there. I worked my ass off to get there. So in those, with work and stuff, sometimes we get so much. How to say, like, we get held back a lot because of the person who's holding the key. And if you're not looking a certain way or from a certain place, you could have all the credentials and stuff like that. It's just, you may not get the job or you may not get that promotion, but that is a huge factor that's happening. I'm just grateful that I always try to make sure that I'm very combative. So I want to know why is this, if I'm qualified, why didn't I get the job or whatever the case may be?
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think it probably was about, that's what we talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that self. But I think it was Shan.
But
I think it was
Shan,
off
yes.
the Shan, because Shan was talking about that same thing, as a woman, and she was talking about like the way how we just treat the industry, the way how we just treat everything. She was talking about the way how we treat the promo girls, to the way how we treat the cameramen, to the way how we treat the artists backstage, and it comes all the way up now. The way how we treat our journalists.
Yeah,
I
just a
think-
matter of respect. But
Yeah.
Shan, that interview is an amazing interview.
Yeah,
And
I
I
love
have
that
nothing
interview.
but respect and love for Shan
Yeah,
and her
I love
husband.
that interview.
And she got a lot of, it goes back to the colorism and the
Yeah.
crap that listen, in the eyes of the white man, we are all black.
Correct.
Straight nose, couple shades different, we are all black. So people feel like you have a certain skin color, you know what I mean? And they do give her a hard time, but she's such a intelligent woman. Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Like she could run for
I'm
president.
telling you.
Yeah, she could run for president. Big up to Shan.
Yeah. Before I do the interview with her, I didn't even know like who she was
Oh, wow.
to that depth. I just know she was like a social media influencer.
Yeah.
And I was seeing the hate. But I know my country. As you say, colorism is a serious thing here. Imagine that, eh?
Wow.
In a Caribbean country,
Where people are mixed.
people watching skin tone. Yeah, so and well, we are classism.
Yeah.
It's who you think it is now. Everybody trying to be something. So, but I didn't know who she was, and when I sat down with her, I was like,
And
where the hate
her
coming from?
business model is so amazing.
very creative.
Yeah, very creative, and she's boots on the ground for the culture.
Yeah.
Like she is that's what you call boots on the ground. She's in
Yeah.
everything. She's promoting, but it's unfortunately there's a lot of people who they don't appreciate intelligence. They don't appreciate things that's different. They think that beauty's supposed to look a certain way, and it doesn't. And I haven't been to Trinidad Carnival in many, many years, but if I scroll on my social media, every one of those girls on the little cart looks the same way. It's like there is no diversity.
It's a real
Like,
thing.
good God, everybody look the same freaking way.
Yeah.
But there's somebody for everybody, and there's something for everybody. Not everybody want to see those women. Somebody might want to see a bigger looking plus size woman. Not everybody needs to have a six pack.
It's a real thing.
But that is how small-minded people think when they think about beauty. So they want to represent what they think beauty is, which is this perfect, in their mind, figured woman. So guess what they do? They lose all the women who, like, shit, I want to go carnival and whoever. What about the girl who did shit on somebody's grave?
Oh God. What's her name? Gabi Faye?
Yeah.
Yeah, she messaged me for an interview. I posted on my WhatsApp status and I say, all you tell me if to interview this person. Everybody say, KG, no.
Oh gosh.
Gabi girl, what I go do? I listen to the fans, man. Yeah. They say, nah, you can't come Trinidad and shit on somebody.
Right,
again,
yeah.
Gabi. You can't do with that. You
Yeah.
can't do with that. Don't do with that.
You know that content creating gets very desperate, eh?
Yeah, do.
Yeah. I know a lot of content creators, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, I'm
Insane.
like you, and shout out to all the content creators who pull content out their ass literally and make it happen. But like for real, like we're about substance, and I feel like let's push some more things forward with substance. I like to joke and laugh and see shippiness.
Yeah.
When I catch my little buzz, what do you think I watching? All kind of shippiness on my phone.
Yeah.
But then when we get back to the real world, what are those conversations like? You know, not everything is fun and games.
Correct.
We have some serious work to do out here as humans,
Yep. Especially as Caribbean people too.
as Caribbean people. Yes,
We
should set ourselves on a higher standard. We have the best carnival, the best food, the best looking woman, the best this and that. What about the best freaking mental health? What about the best? You know what I mean? Health wise.
Yep.
Overall, mental, spiritual, physical, emotional health, all those. I don't see nobody really sticking out their chest like, yeah, man, I'm happy, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, like be real. They say Trinidad is the happiest place on earth.
It's funny, but so much people miserable.
But when you really think about it, the type of happiness that they're talking about is people by the bar drinking rum, you know, all these things, and all these things are distractions.
It numbs
I see
the
these
pain.
things when I see a society of alcoholics and partiers. Yes, I see it, you know, they're happy, it's a good time. But also, I see a lot of distracted people.
Yes.
A lot of people are trying to hide the pain with party.
They're numbing it, yeah.
alcohol, you know?
And it's so much, that's why I tell you, like,
they cannot sit with themselves.
no.
So they
Ooh, that is it right there.
They had to party. You had to party.
Or drink,
Come on.
or gamble,
You had to do it.
or
You have
use
to do
all
it.
the money to go to every single party because they have to keep up with the Joneses, or,
And
you
they want
know.
the hardest rum.
Yeah.
You know, punch it. Yeah,
So let me ask you, what do you do when
serious
you
thing.
have your low moments? If ever you have moments.
Yeah,
where
I
you-
went through serious depression in my life. But there's one thing with me. I don't know, boy. I was always close to God.
Yes.
That is one thing too. I was always a spiritual person. Rastafari was something I was always interested in. You know, the culture of Rasta. I had Rasta something and I had
Okay.
my-
Yeah, so,
you know. So I was around Rasta brethren and thing, and through my depression, I would always have techniques on how to deal with depression.
Okay.
So so I was never really depressed as in the sense of had thoughts of killing myself or had thoughts of giving up my dreams. You know, it was just a dark feeling. You know, like I know I was down, but I would always, every night, like even up to this day, I don't go to sleep without holding a serious meds with myself.
Yes.
I just sit down right in this gallery and look at the sky and just 2 hours, 3 hours,
Yes.
I just talking to God and talking to myself. Sometimes I'm going through the worst and I'm talking to my brethren and saying, God, I know you see what's going on, you know, but I trying and I just think I practice from like a young age, you know. So it was easy for me to deal with it a certain way, you know, and with practice comes perfection, and I perfect that. So now I could go through anything. That's why this podcast is breeze for me. So everybody who feel they could comment and thing and, hey, that can't do me nothing.
Right.
I went through the worst.
Right.
And I meditate through the worst. I was like a monk through the worst.
Wow.
You know, I was building studio, big up my brother Rasi. You know, we built our studio by ourselves. You know, 21, 22 years old, we mixing cement right over there and toting bricks in the back. And we building our studio while we depressed, you know. So that was the kind of youth man we was now.
Yeah.
So now it's easy for me to talk to the youths and them because I know exactly what they should be doing. You know, I had my peer group and all are we depressed.
Sure.
But I is the only one who holding firm. I see everybody that's dropping so clunk, clunk, clunk. All are we depressed, all are we broke, all are we depressed, all are we just day.
Yeah.
And I is the only one who just holding firm. You know?
So if you could tell
God.
the youth, since this is a topic you don't talk about much.
Yeah.
If you could tell the youth what you know, you have many that, like you said, everybody's asked questions. But if you could tell them one thing when they're in that lowest moment, what advice would you give them?
I would tell the youth right now, as I said before, practice makes perfect, right? It makes permanent. When you practice something, you will just
Yeah. You
it
get
will just
better and
fall
better.
into a
Yeah.
grind, right? Everything that you start doing will always feel hard in the beginning. So even if reading the Bible might feel difficult in the beginning, but if you continue to do it, you would get into the groove of it and you would understand the word. If you talk to God every single night and make it a routine, after about the 10th, 12th day, it will start to feel right. But once you connect yourself with God, once you build a relationship, because I always tell people, just like a friendship, just like a relationship, just like anything, you need to build a connection first. I can't meet you for the first time and we just gonna be the best of friends.
Right.
You know, we have to learn each other, we have to communicate. And I talked to God for years, you know, and I made it my duty to talk to him because I always believed that if I did, he would bless my life.
Wow.
And he really
So said, so done,
he
yeah.
really blessed my life. So I believed that. So any youth that are watching this, I really want them to believe. I really want them to know that it will feel difficult in the beginning, but just talk to him. Don't go to sleep without holding our meds. Or I like to smoke weed and thing. Don't smoke weed and just listen to music. Smoke weed in silence, you know, and talk to God. Talk to him like a brethren. Tell him what you want. Tell him what's on your heart. You understand? Cry. Talk to him, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But when he see that you intentionally coming to him, he would help you. You know, and I know that when you don't really believe in God too much, because a lot of people don't believe in God these days, you know. When you don't really believe too much and God never really bless your life, when somebody like me say these things, it is sound like magic. It is sound like what he talking about. But it's so real. I'm telling you, it's real, you know. So that is what get me through my mental health, my depression. It didn't happen in 6 months, it didn't happen in a year. It happened over time.
Yeah.
I had to practice being firm, and I also had to practice being a good person because I was going through the worst things, but still being good.
Yeah.
I know that real hard to do for people out here because you hurt, so you want to hurt people.
That is true.
You know, I never believe in that. I was hurt and did not want to hurt people because I didn't want them to feel like how I was feeling. You know, and that fucked me up even more in this life because while I was hurt, I was still putting plaster on people's wounds.
Wow.
You know, but as I say, you live good, you hold a firm relationship with God, he would bless your life, and I could attest to that. So,
amen to that.
God is the answer.
Yes.
You dig?
And
so today, do you have anything you want to tell the people?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Because I mean, you went through the same mental health issues and those type of things. So, what would you tell them to do?
For me, what I started with was definitely being honest with myself. I had to be like, you know what, I need help. I'm sad, I'm up, I'm down, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm not happy. So I had to seek happiness.
Yeah.
And that was an internal journey. It's still going, it doesn't end, you know. But when I look back at things that I would be so pissed off at or have big back and forth, and I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm good.
Small thing,
To the point now that I could talk to other people because I see me in them, and I'm like, listen, it's not even worth it. Don't even give people your energy. No. It's not even worth it. So when I could,
boy, don't give people your energy also too.
Yeah,
keep your energy.
And I'd be like, you know what, it's not even worth it. But I know people have to go through it.
Growth.
They have to go through it, but once they're willing enough to say, you know what, I need some help, when I come out on the other side, because they might still go and slash the tire. And then they'll call them like, girl, I shouldn't do that. Okay, you don't get off your chest. You didn't go to jail. There we go. And what's next, you know? So I feel like it's a journey. It's definitely, I don't have all the answers. I'm not a mental health expert. I'm an advocate.
Nobody has all the answers.
I feel like, you know, trauma is very serious that people take for granted. Like so much households have, these kids are going through trauma, and, you know, Caribbean people are so resilient. Like we are so strong. Because we go through so much that, you know, like I look at my kids and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so entitled. Like, you know, water was gone and the lights was gone and my daughter almost died. You know what I mean? Like,
Corona just going through that and whoosh. Right now we could be saying, no, yeah, we in darkness.
Right. And it's like, really, that's your biggest problem, you know? So I definitely think that we all have it in us for the fight, and we have to fight. If you don't fight for you, who will fight for you? I told my husband one day, I told him this, I called him and I was in such a like low space. I said, I feel like I am dying to live. Like it was just such a fight just to live, but I'm dying. I just to get to the other side of what this could look like, just to be happy, just to be a better mom, just not to be so angry with people, and not so like in my head all the time, just to flow with life. It was so hard. It was very, very hard. And to this day, like things that's worked for me, I've listened to a lot of like Dr. Joe Dispenza. I listened to Abraham Hicks. I am a big I love my gospel music. I start my morning with my gospel music. I was born and raised Catholic, but then I converted to Pentecostal throughout my life. So I have my relationship with God. I meditate, I write, I journal. Like, I have to be intentional for change for myself.
Of course.
So I get little publications. I go and I listen before I go to bed. And you have to carve out time for yourself. So when I finish, cook, clean, deal with kids, finish, boom, 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 and I close my door, that 20 minutes is for me. Turning off ringer, putting do not disturb. I meditate, I pray, and I listen to, there's different publications to help you realize that it's all in your mind. And once you could control your mind, you will be able to control your life. Control your mind, you could change your life, because so much goes on here, and it messes us up.
Definitely. It's all in the mind.
It's all in the mind. So it's just little things, and you can Google. There's so much different things. Everybody have a different personality, right? So like people be like, oh my God, I can't listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's so dry. He is. He's more on the science side of things, neuroscientist and energy and just different things like that. Then you have so for me, I feel like I branched out of just religion to different things where I could relate to. So I relate to it all. I see this as it's a big universe. Yes, there's a higher power, God. Yes, there's a God, and God is in us, and we're supposed to be like that light. We're supposed to live like that, and that's why we are gods ourselves, because we're supposed to emulate that.
Yep.
We're human, so we're gonna mess up, but if we could just lead from a heart space with 99.9% of things we do, life would be different. The world would be a different place.
Yeah. Goodness all the time.
Telling me I won't cuss out people, eh?
Yeah, of course. No, they're still getting cuss.
You might get 3 strikes, but
Yeah.
That's how Bitch You Lucky came about.
The
podcast, because it was
Bitch You Lucky.
Bitch You Lucky and mash up your fucking tire in your face, But when people hear that, they laugh, right? Because they all could relate.
Correct.
But now I'm on the other side where I can tell people, like, listen, I've been there. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So find peace with yourself and move on.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And nobody is deserving of your energy. If it doesn't serve you, walk away from it.
Correct. That's something that I practicing right now too.
Okay.
Really trying to preserve my energy, because you so much of it now, I really have none to give in a negative way.
Of course.
I really have none.
You
I
grow.
can't vibrate on that frequency again.
When you could laugh at negative comments.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
That's the greatest feeling.
Right?
Yeah.
When you could laugh and be like,
yeah.
Okay, you know what? Whatever.
When you laugh at hate on a whole, any type of negative energy come your way, you can just brush it off now.
That's when you know that you're getting there. You got to one step. We're going to keep climbing this ladder of growth, because we are here to grow.
Correct.
We are here to grow.
And inspire others to grow. You dig? Nothing less. So Tanil, it was a blessed one.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Big up yourself all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. You must do it again. Next time we do it in the ATL.
Yes, definitely. You'll come to my studio now.
For sure. So just keep doing your thing. Keep inspiring. And the thing go.
Thank you.
Boom.
We're out. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Wah, wah,